Understanding the conditions of the declaration of faith, La ilaha illallah, is crucial for every believer. This declaration is the very foundation of Islam, yet it's often misunderstood or oversimplified. Just as performing salah without ablution is invalid in the sight of Allah, so too is declaring La ilaha illallah without fulfilling its conditions. Without its conditions, the declaration cannot bring about its intended benefits. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. The conditions of the declaration of faith can be divided into two main categories: worldly benefits and benefits in the hereafter. By sincerely declaring La ilaha illallah, one becomes part of the Muslim community. This inclusion grants them the rights and the protections that comes with being part of the Muslim Ummah. The second benefit, the more important, is that the declaration La ilaha illallah is the key to paradise in the hereafter. It protects the individual from the hellfire and opens the doors to salvation. They are conditional upon fulfilling the requirements that comes with the declaration of faith, La ilaha illallah. Just as prayer is invalid without performing wudu, facing the Qibla, or not covering properly, the condition of faith, La ilaha illallah, is invalid without its requirements. In Islamic jurisprudence, a condition is defined as something whose absence nullifies the act it conditions. For example, performing prayer without wudu renders the prayer void. Similarly, if the conditions of La ilaha illallah are not fulfilled, the declaration loses its spiritual and legal validity. Now let us delve into the challenges that this declaration faced over time. Historically, those who opposed the message of Tawheed sought to prevent the people to accept this message. They ridiculed and rejected the idea of worshipping Allah alone. The Quran recounts their mocking words. أَجْعَلَ الْآلِهَةَ إِلَهًا وَاحِدًا إِنَّ هَذَا لَشَيْءٌ عُجَابٌ. Has he reduced all the gods to one God? Indeed, this is something totally astonishing. However, these opponents soon realized that they couldn't stop the spread of Tawheed. This message resonates profoundly with the natural inclination, the fitrah of every human being, to worship and accept only one God. As the barriers between people and the call to Tawheed were broken down, entire societies began to accept Tawheed, accept Islam in large numbers. Realizing they couldn't stop this momentum, the opponents of Islam shifted their strategies. Instead of trying to block the message, they sought to undermine it by emptying the declaration of its true meaning. Their first tactic was to distort the meaning of La ilaha illallah. They reduced it to a mere acknowledgment that Allah is the creator, thus neglecting its true essence, the exclusive worship of Allah alone and the rejections of all false deities. By doing so, they equated this mere declaration with the belief of the Quraysh of Mecca, who acknowledged Allah as the creator but continued to associate partners with Allah. Their second tactic was to obscure the conditions of La ilaha illallah. They propagated the idea that simply uttering the words La ilaha illallah is enough to secure paradise, without emphasizing that this premise holds true only when the conditions of the declaration are met. Their third tactic was to ignore the actions that can nullify the declaration. They spread the dangerous misconceptions that once someone said La ilaha illallah, it remains valid regardless of their subsequent actions. This false belief has led many to think that they can continue to benefit from its declaration even if they engage in practices that contradict it, such as shirk. These distortions have turned what was once a powerful declaration into something that no longer inspires true change. In the past, This declaration empowered communities, entire communities, to rise up against tyrants, rejecting falsehood, and establish justice. Today, however, it is sometimes reduced to a mere slogan, devoid of its original transformative power. As those who uphold Tawheed, our responsibility is clear. We must restore the true meaning of La ilaha illallah by teaching its correct interpretation, emphasizing its conditions, and warning against the actions that nullify it. This task is not just about educating others. It is about ensuring that we ourselves live by this declaration in its fullest sense. Only then can La ilaha illallah regain its rightful place as a source of guidance, strength, and unity for all who embrace it. By fulfilling the conditions of La ilaha illallah, we do more than just utter words. We commit to a life of true submission to Allah, following the path laid out by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the path that leads to success in this world and salvation in the hereafter. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.